Okay, Michael Palmer. We're standing outside Machane Ofer, where the murderers of your son and grandson are on trial. I've seen a lot in the media about trying to get people out here to this trial. Why do you think it's so important that people should be here?
Well, it's important for a couple of reasons at least. One is it's very important to support victims of terror. Asher and Yonatan were murdered by terrorists. They're on trial here, and they need to be remembered. They need to be remembered in people's hearts, and that means coming out here and seeing that justice is done to these individuals here who actually committed these two murders. The second reason that it's very important is because in Israel, justice is done in public. These are public hearings. If the public participates, it keeps the court, the judge, and the defense and the prosecution more alert, more attuned to what's to actually carrying out justice. So we need to have people just sort of to keep an eye on things, to make sure that justice is actually done. That's really vitally important. And those are really the two main reasons.
I ask you a question, which is, I'm sure it's difficult to answer and it's very difficult to ask, but I'm going to ask it anyhow. You sit in a courtroom and you look at a man responsible for killing your son and your grandson. How do you sit in the courtroom?
Yeah, well, the thought I have in mind as I'm sitting there with the man who killed Asher and Yonatan is the thought of Asher and Yonatan in my heart, that justice needs to be done, and part of the pain of this is having to endure being in the presence of those individuals who committed the crime. So I just keep Asher and Yonatan's images in my mind's eye and in my heart, and do the best I can to get through these hearings. And you're right, David, it's not easy to do it all.
Last question I'll ask you is what, people see this around the world. What message would you like to convey to people that see this in the United States and in Europe? What message would you like to give from here to them?
The message from this is that Asher was about life, and he met an early death. He wasn't even 25 when he was killed, but what he was about building Eretz Israel and the love of the land. And what we need to do is to make sure that his message keeps going, and that we work harder and harder to make sure that it's actually realized.
How long have you been in Israel now?
Came here first in 1985.
Michael, thank you.